Hey guys, it's Rich and I want to talk right now about night game and specifically about nightclubs. And I want to give you a blueprint. It's some incredibly powerful material. It's going to mean that you can go out to a nightclub, get everything for free, have an amazing lifestyle, go to the best parties and end up with the most beautiful girls in your city. Now of course it doesn't work if you live in a tiny village, but you can still take the principles and apply them in different ways, so pay attention. So, nightclubs. They're all over the world, they're in all the major cities, and they all work in exactly the same way. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a 7-step system so that you can go out and just have the best night of your life. But not only that, after you've done it, you're going to have a machine that basically means that you're always surrounded by tons of beautiful girls and you barely have to do any work in order to get them. So here's how it works. You arrive in the nightclub and you go in, and the familiar situation in cities, whether it's New York, Los Angeles, London, Paris, it doesn't matter where you are, the situation is the same. You go in and there are tables in the club. This is where guys spend a lot of money, they order champagne, they order vodka, and you've got the girls in the club that have been often brought to the club by promoters or have been able to come there for free because they're girls. And you've got this dynamic where the guys are there spending a lot of money so that they can impress the girls. The girls are there sometimes to meet guys, sometimes to have fun, sometimes to have some free drinks, but anyway, there's going to be lots of pretty girls in the venue. If you go into this situation cold, if you go in and you're a guy that doesn't have much money, you live 1 hour away and you need to take the bus back late at night, you might think, how do you compete with these guys that are spending thousands of dollars, the guys that might be minor celebrities, the guys that are already with the girls, the guys that are in the social circles? How do you compete with them? Well, you actually can, and here's how it works. So step one is you need to find a base in the club, because you don't want to be kind of homeless in the club, floating around, drifting around. So the first thing you do is you look for a table where there are 2 or 3 guys that have bought the table, they've ordered some champagne, some vodka, and they're probably businessmen that are in suits and ties. They look a little bit, not super comfortable, not super sociable, but they've got money and they're there and they want to have a good time. Here's what you do. You go and talk to one of them, pick the one that looks friendly, and you say something like, hey man, how's it going? You're smiling a lot, you take his name, you maybe compliment his suit, his watch, his shoes, something. If he's a rich guy, he's probably got something that you can compliment. In New York, I remember I even said, it was cool that the guy was drinking a certain brand of vodka, because most of the time people choose other ones, blah, blah, blah. Just anything to start the conversation. There's not too much of an agenda in this initial conversation. The thing is just to make contact and take his name. The next thing you do is that you say you're going to be meeting some girls later and you introduce him, have a great night, catch you later. So that's step one, you've got your base. The second step is you're going to go and get the girls, but you're going to approach girls with an unbreakable opener. That means that you can be completely confident that it's going to work and you're not going to get rejected. If you had spent thousands of dollars on that table, you could think that you go around and you say, hey girls, we've ordered a bunch of champagne, we've ordered all this vodka, can I get you a drink? Would you like to drink something? And that will work. That's why guys do it. It will work a certain percentage of the time, but not all the time, because some girls won't want to, some girls will think that they're obligated then to allow the guys to kind of hit on them and touch them and be close to them, and they might not like it. So the unbreakable opener is that you approach very politely. Think of Hugh Grant in these silly romantic comedies. He would approach and he might say something like, I'm so sorry to trouble you ladies, but my friend over there, Mark, he's ordered way too many drinks and I'm really worried about him. He's just going to get stupid drunk. And, would you guys mind please coming and helping us by drinking some of the drinks? That way it's not an offer. It's not saying come and have a drink and in return I want something. It's saying, please could you help us out to make sure my friend doesn't get super drunk. This is going to work. It's the unbreakable opener because I've never seen it fail. You're going to bring a few girls to the table, and on the way you're going to do something that further helps the situation. If you miss this step, then it won't go as well as it possibly could, but it'll still go well, but it could go better if you follow this step very simply. As you're approaching, you're going to introduce the girls. You say, listen, Mark is an incredibly nice guy. He's very intelligent. And of course he's got loads of money, but I just want to tell you now, he really doesn't like gold diggers and girls that always talk about money and stuff, so please don't mention that with him. But obviously he's got unlimited money, super nice guy, and blah blah blah. But anyway, come and meet him. When you do that, this small thing, this covert DHV, this demonstration of higher value on behalf of someone else, has a very powerful effect. What you'll see is that when the girls meet him, instead of being kind of poker-faced and doing a forced smile, they're actually happy to meet him. They've got a genuine smile. The best thing though is that the guys also notice this. They notice that it's not a cold introduction, that these girls are warm for them already, and they know that it's because of you. So you've completed 2 of the phases and you've not had to do anything difficult at all. The third step is the takeover, and this is quite cool, and again it's quite easy. You've got the table, you've got the champagne, the drinks, and it's not yours. You're maybe on the periphery. The takeover is where you basically take control. You're the social lubricant, you're the guy that's making everything happen, and everyone in the club is going to see that. So you're going to say to the guys, is it okay if I offer the girls a drink? They'll say of course, and although it might seem that you're acting like a waitress, when everyone else in the bar or the club see that you're pouring the drinks, that you're putting the ice in, that you're handing it around, and doing that for everyone actually makes you look like the boss, the guy that's running the show, and so it puts you in that elevated position where people are looking then at the table, they're seeing you as the boss man of these other guys that are maybe better dressed than you. They'll wonder why. They'll see you as the boss man, they'll see that you've got the girls around, and again you've done it in a very easy way where you've asked a question where the answer is going to be yes pretty much 100% of the time. Of course, there's some things you need to do here. You need to act as a kind of social lubricant. If one of the guys is a little bit shy, you need to kind of help him talk into the girls. You need to find out things about him and say, oh, did you know that this guy did this, and blah, blah, blah. And basically make sure that they're happy at the table and that the guys are as well. The next step is something I like to call acceleration. So you've got this great situation, but you don't want it to die out. In fact, you want to amp it up, maximize it, make it even better. So at this point, you're going to go out and you're going to do the same thing and bring more girls to the table. You're going to find them on the dance floor, at the bar, waiting for drinks, whatever it might be. The difference this time is that you're already going to have that pre-built social value. Maybe they saw you dancing on the sofa, maybe they saw you holding the bottle, maybe they saw you with all the girls, whatever it is, but you've got higher social value, much higher than when you first came in, when you didn't have any of this stuff. So it's going to be even easier to get them over to the table. You can use the unbreakable opener if you like, or you can use another one, or you can use just casual conversation, or you can even just say, hey, would you like to come over? Either way, it's all good, but it's going to be very easy to get much more girls to the table. You'll very soon have a situation where you're outnumbered, where you're 3-4 guys and you've got 8 or 9 girls. And again, you're running the show. You're the guy that's pouring the drinks, introducing everyone. If you find some commonalities amongst the girls, that is brilliant. If you can integrate both groups, if you can remember everyone's name, even better. There's books you can buy where you learn techniques to remember people's names, and I've used that a lot. So you've got the situation where you've got tons of girls in the group, you've got the guys there, everyone's having a great time. Of course the guys love you, of course the girls are happy to be getting their drinks and they're happy that you're a nice guy and that you've improved their night, but you haven't actually made any move at this point. It's very interesting. So here's what we're going to do. It's the next step. You're going to choose the girl that you want to go for. Now, she could be, let's take the worst possible scenario. Let's imagine she's some, tall, supermodel looking girl that is very confident, sure of herself, that all the guys want, and she's got that attitude where she knows it. Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to, when you meet that girl, you're going to give her a very straight kind of poker face with a bit of a forced smile. So you're going to shake her hand like, nice to meet you, like that. And she's going to think you're polite, but she's going to wonder why you've got this kind of face with a little bit of disdain. She's going to wonder why you're not trying it on with her, why you're not ogling her, why you're not working so hard for her, and you're treating her pretty much the same, if not a little bit less good as her friends and the other girls on the table. But you're doing it for a very good reason, and you'll see why right now. In this group, 8 girls, 6 girls, 20 girls, however many it is, you're going to have one that has this really nice energy. She could be beautiful or she could not be beautiful, but she'll be the one that is very friendly, chatty, and she just has this great energy. After you've talked to her for 20 seconds or a couple of minutes, it doesn't have to be a long time, you're going to give a genuine big smile. You're going to say, you know what, you're super cool, and you're going to give her a hug. You're going to do that in front of everyone. It's not a demonstration of attraction, it's a demonstration of you being very friendly and warm towards someone. The girl then that you dissed slightly a few minutes before is going to see this, and she's going to wonder why she didn't get that kind of attention. That's that step complete. The next thing is the easiest, the next step, because you actually don't have to do anything. You can just watch things taking effect. Something remarkable happens when you have girls outnumbering guys. You'll have a situation where one girl gives a casual IOI and the other girls notice it. Girls are very good at reading body language. One girl will give a casual IOI, she'll tilt her head and look at you, she'll touch her neck, something like that. All of the other girls notice and they'll think, hang on, that girl's competing, she's working for him, but I want him. And at this point, you can have crazy things happen. You can have girls come up to you, take your hands, lead you off. You can have girls try and kiss you. You can have them come and sit next to you, dance, grind on you. All of these kinds of things. Crazy things happen at this point. And you haven't actually had to do anything. You can just stay there and let things take effect. The next phase is actually to get them back, to get the result. And again, this is very, very easy. Like I said, you might live out, miles and miles away, too far away to take them back. And you might maybe have even not been going to clubs because you knew that you live so far away and it's just very, very difficult. So what you want to do is you want to talk to the guys, you want to ask where they live, and then you want to say, why don't we bring the girls back to the house? Of course, they're going to say yes. And what you want to do then with the girls is be picking the ones that are the social leaders, the ones that maybe were the decision makers when you asked them to come over before, the ones that are in control of the groups, and you want to seed the idea of the after party later. So you want to say, oh, we'll have an after party later, it'd be amazing, maybe we invite the DJ back, blah, blah, blah. You just drop it in as a seed for something you're doing later. At the point where the night kind of winds down and everyone decides to go, before they decide to go, you want to preempt that and you want to say, okay guys, let's go, it's going to be really cool, we'll carry on, we'll have some drinks, we'll order some food, we've got some great music, blah, 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 come now, let's, where are your coats? So they're in the cloakroom. And you go with them, you get the coats, you get everyone in taxis, cars, however they're getting back, and you end up back at the house. The super cool thing here is that you're basically in a millionaire's house, he's got spare rooms, and you've got a bunch of the girls, so everyone is very happy. Now, I don't need to talk too much about what's going to happen at this point, but because you've built so much attraction over the night, you're not going to even have to do anything. The best thing actually is if you can sometimes turn your back on the group, and that will mean that the girls start talking about you, they feel comfortable talking about you. But when one girl starts to do that, then the other girls hear it and they start to work as well. So from not doing anything, it actually increases your chances of getting the result. But at some point, it's gonna happen where the girls make so much of a play that it'll be very easy for you to just lead one off, escalate physically, or whatever, however you do it. You've seen my other videos, so I don't need to go into that right now, but you can lead them away to a spare room, one or two of them or three of them, however you like, and have a great time. Now that's the system, that's it, that's the beginning to the end, all very simple steps that anyone can follow. But a really cool thing to think about now is the future. At any point in the future when you want to party, you're going to actually have guys calling you up, asking you to come out with them. They'll say, oh, we've bought a table at this club, come out with us, because you're the guy that gets them the girls, that finds them girlfriends, that makes their night fun, that stops them from standing there with their hands in their pockets, not knowing what to do. But you're also going to have girls adding you on Facebook, messaging you, texting you, because you're the guy that made them have a fun night as well. You're the guy that got them the drinks, that arranged the party and just made things go very nicely all the time while being a real gentleman. Now imagine if you do that 2 or 3 times, the kind of social network you'll build up and how many beautiful girls are going to be in your life. And again, it didn't cost a penny, everyone won, and it's just a beautiful thing, and no one does it, so you're not going to have any competition, no other guys trying to do the same thing. So there you have it, guys. It's something that took me many years to figure out, but it's so simple, you're going to be able to go out and do it right away. So hope you like it. Please comment below, give me your success stories. I really want to hear how this goes for you. Thanks.